right, welcome to the Action Martial Arts Power Hour. This is a show we talk about everything and anything martial arts related, not martial arts related. We don't know what's going on, but you know what? We do a damn good job not knowing what we're doing. This is Alan Goldberg's brainchild. Let me bring him on so he can set the stage for the show. Alan, floor is yours.
Hey, welcome everyone. 27th show. I'm pretty proud of that. I didn't think we were going to last that long, but everyone seems to like the show. Our numbers are coming up every day, so we're happy. I always say this, we have a special guest, but I have a very special guest tonight. And, in the martial art world, some people have instructors and have people they do things with. But the gentleman I'm going to introduce is someone that we lived together for 5 years. We lived in the temple and became very close to me even before I became a student. We met each other. And just had to say something that when you meet someone and get impressed with them, they impress you your whole life. And we had left each other for a short time and came back, but probably one of the best Wing Chun people in the universe in my eyes. And I've been doing this a little while now. So I just want to bring him in, my grandmaster, Jason Lau.
Jason,
Steve, how are you?
And Vinny's with us as well.
And Vinny's with us. Okay, I'm going to go over a few things before we start. I want to read my little birthday list. We have Robert Braff, Lloyd Irving, Letitia Renee, and Greg Picardo. And as we thought the other day, it was Vinny's birthday, but it wasn't. But now we give him a birthday wish anyway.
Oh, happy birthday, everyone. Happy birthday. God bless.
When a martial artist tells you happy birthday, get ready for the big punch.
Anyway, well, let me go into something here and then talk about it. Recently, everyone knows that I keep myself pretty busy in whatever I do, and I'm the publisher of Action Martial Art Magazine. I have a new partner, Jose Torres, is doing a wonderful job. And a gentleman from Warner Enterprise approached me and says, "How would you like to do a Wing Chun magazine?" And of course, me being the stupid person I am, I said, "Yeah, sure. What the hell? Why not? Let's try it." So I got the offer, and he wanted to actually have me on the front cover of the magazine. I said to him, you don't do that especially when your Sifu's still alive and still around and still teaching and still kicking and doing everything. I says, my Sifu has to come first. I said, so this is the point. So, I mean, everyone might have saw this magazine. Okay, this is the new Wing Chun magazine that just came out. Phenomenal quality, everything about it. We're really proud of it. And just show you. There we go. The Sifu album. Now, the funny thing about that is that we talked in the book about a lot of things in the magazine about his life and where it began and where he went with it and everything else. So I just want to bring them on now. We're going to go over some of the stories that hopefully will amuse everybody. So now, my Sifu, Grandmaster Jason Lau. Sifu, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Every time I see you, it's always great. You know, just we need to see each other more often now.
I know. You know, we're all getting older, and we all have to realize that you got to enjoy life.
I'm not getting old.
That's true. But the thing is, I feel like I'm.
Let's just we share.
Yeah. Anyway, but you know, the magazine has really, really taken off. A lot of people are loving it. The quality is good. And my mind and my feelings with what we did with this was to build the legacy that we've had and let other people know. And there were other people in the magazine also did some wonderful artists. Sam Kwok and the Duke is in there, and Chris Saris is in there. And we're very happy that we're able to bring people in the Wing Chun field that might have never got published even. You know, there's really nothing out there that are publishing Wing Chun. There's one other magazine doing Wing Chun. But I'll be honest with you, I've opened it up and I've seen most of these guys that are studying 6 years, 9 years, whatever. And I just shake my head. And I said, well, no, some of the articles are good, but what about the old timers and the old guys that were doing this? Not that I'm calling Steve an old timer, but yeah, the man's got like
the OG of Wing Chun.
50 years in the martial arts of just Wing Chun. So you know, we have to give credit where credit is due. So I just want speak about a little bit about the story in the magazine, and let's Sifu, let's hear a little more what you have to say about that.
Well, I gotta tell you, when you tell me, you know, you're gonna do this magazine and want me to write our past, and it was crazy. I mean, when I start typing, and I felt like the time to travel, like a time machine,
Mm-hmm.
and it was really exciting. I'm telling you, it was really exciting. You know, remember what we did, you know, and all the stuff that we've been through. I mean, sweat, tears, and blood.
Yeah.
You know, and remember the time that we were helping a neighborhood. It was the greatest feeling. I'm telling you, right now, I still got that good feeling of it. You know, when we do all the crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's crazy. I mean, you ask me to do it again, I would do it again. You know, and it's for a good cause. Why not? You know, I mean, from the time remember the time that we met. You know, and the time we joined together, training hard. I didn't forget about the training. I put that on the film, the script. Man, at the middle of the night, no kidding. I wake them up at 12 o'clock at night and hey, knock on the door. We got to work out now. Come on, Alan would come out of the room with his underwear. Okay, I'm ready. And it was a great time. You know, I mean, we all we did is basically training. It. We trained so hard. We said, "Oh, let's go get some meat." And remember that time we don't have that much money.
Yeah.
We share food. We share pizza. Alan's always got a bigger slice with his cut down with his knife. And said,
One slice cut down the middle.
Well, you ain't getting that kind of pizza in Georgia. You can bet on that.
And nothing like New York pizza. That's for
you
sure.
know, every great story has a beginning, and I think you should touch on that, Alan. The beginning between you and your Sifu and how they came about, because a lot of people don't know this story, and they should.
It was basically 1974, 75, and I had gone to Madison Square Garden, and God rest his soul, Aaron Banks was running the Oriental World of Self-Defense. And I remember watching, Sifu was down in the audience there, and he was working. It was a fight with one of the other gentlemen. His name was Lau, also a heavy-set guy from Honga. And they were fighting, and Sifu was there, and I was kind of impressed the way he handled what he was doing there and stuff like that. And then about a week later, ironically, I'm walking down the street, and I see this guy in front of a shoe store, and I look at him, and I go, "Aren't you Sifu Lau?" And he looks at me, he goes, "Yeah." "Yeah, why? What do you want?" I go, "Oh, no. I saw you in the garden or whatever.
He was looking to take you out. He didn't even know you.
Exactly.
Was my English pretty good at that time? Was my English pretty good at that time?
Yeah, see, well, sure.
I was guessing. Hey, how you doing?
So we had spoken or whatever, and I had a little school. I was teaching some other different styles at the time, and Sifu would stop down and show us a little Wing Chun, and we would kind of understand. But I have to be honest with you, at that time and point of martial arts, Wing Chun didn't exist in the United States. There were a few guys teaching in little spots here and there. But Wing Chun was not known. And many times people would come up to the school and wanted to order Chinese food. And we just looked at it. So what are you talking about? Isn't this a Chinese restaurant? And we said, "No, it's not." People used to call out an order and whatever, and then they tell them finally it wasn't a Chinese restaurant. But we had, had a lot of times like that. It was crazy things that we did in the school, and we had a little different than most martial arts schools were. We had 2 floors, number one. So one floor we had a couple of bedrooms and places. That we had 2 big workout rooms, a gigantic living room upstairs, which was 20, 25 by 30, 35, big room. And there was a lounge basically for everybody. And at that time, beforehand, Sifu was, actually he was living a couple blocks away. And I said, "Listen, I was going to college at the time. I just started college." I said, "Well, maybe I'll, got some room here, whatever." There was about 4 rooms there. And I said, "Do you mind if I move in?" He goes, "Yeah, sure." And about 2 weeks later, he moved in. I said, "Sifu, you got your wife living up the block here." He goes, "What the heck?" He goes, well, he wound up moving into school. And The training was different because we would be our hours were just different hours. It wasn't like 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock go home and whatever. As Cecil said, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 7 o'clock. It was always whenever we wanted to work out, we worked out. But we did run the school like a school. There were people that had regular classes. There was an inner core of people that were in a little different situation. Maybe we'd have guys even stay over the night and just sleep on the couch. We had a pull-out couch, and so we always had people sleeping there. And we had an inner core of guys that just, kind of ran the school and, lived there, ate there. We did everything there. I mean, we had a point there. We were running parties on the weekends, card games, really, what we called them parties. And we always bought a bottle of Hennessy, and we sit down all night. And I think we used to get us drunk purposely so we'd lose the card game, too.
Yeah, what's the best part of that is we have a big round table, remember, up there?
Yeah.
The best feeling is after workout and we cook something, simple, and then we order something. We all sit down together, big round table.
Yeah.
I mean, it's money cannot buy the memory. Is that time? It's like we all sit down like one big family and eat what we have to offer.
Well, some of the good things were. You remember the hot pot? We used to make the hot pot.
We make the hot pot with a crab. Remember, we have a whole piece of crab.
Yeah, that was great.
Whole piece of crab. Live crab. We cook them and we eat them on a table with full newspaper. Just drop it. Remember that?
Yeah. That's when we had a few dollars at least. We were able to buy crab.
We let the crab loose in the bathtub. Crab is everywhere.
We had times like that most martial arts schools never have because they didn't have that type of facility. And we were lucky. I mean, we took over the first floor first, and then they took over the second floor. And it was just tremendous, tremendous space. And we had a lot of things always going on in the school. That was the time when there was the old Ron Van Cleef had the Black Dragon, and we would run around with him and other people, and everyone wanted to be a movie star. We had all these people that wanted to be. We had some great times, but then I go back to a situation that Sifu at that point was going to move down to Georgia for a while and see. He was going to test it out because we had his brother Francis Fong was down there already, and he was getting successful, whatever. So he said, "Jason, come down." And I can remember the night like today when he picked up and he just got in the car and he moved down there. And one by one, the students spent a few minutes with him like that. And it was very touching. But he went down there, and I told him that night that was the best move that he ever could make because that opened up so many doors that never would have been open.
But Jason, that must have been something really dramatic for you too, because
very sentimental night.
Yeah, because you have your whole family there.
Everyone would come into my room upstairs and I cry, my tear comes out, their tear comes out. By the time the 8th student came in, I can't even have a drop.
You have no water on your face.
I'm sorry, I got no more tears. I mean, it's really touching. I mean, we hug, and that's why this school right now, and I have an offer to go to China to teach, and the offer is very good. And as soon as I think about that time in New York, I'll never do that again.
Mm.
I told my student said, see, that's a great offer. I said, I cannot take that. I don't want the same thing happen. I mean, we just, we got to bind it together, as a team, as a, to father and sons like, and I just don't want the same.
Yeah, it's hard.
Same thing happen again. Money can always make, I mean, it's not the money, it's the people is more important. It's like family. I don't want to leave them. When I leave to go to China, that'll be it.
But this is an environment that you created and how you are as a person. And I'll go into that in a little while. But this is, and it trickles down because, Alan, you're the same way with your school and how you deal with your students, the same way. Except for one, but we're not going to talk about that guy. Yeah. I'm just saying. but how you deal with your people there, even letting them stay there and stuff, I mean, that trickles down from you, from
Oh
your,
yeah,
yeah.
Seafood led by example, and whatever he thought and did with things, and he's made some great fighters over the years. And I never tell people I'm the best student he had. This is like I was very loyal at the time, and we did a lot of things together. We were close. We traveled and went all over the place together. But one thing I think was one of the biggest bonds, and this is in the little magazine, you could read about it. It's on Amazon, so if you're looking for it, the Tao Wing Chun, was during the blackout. 77, I think it was 70.
1977.
Yeah.
The blackout. And what really happened there is that we hit the streets during the blackout.
And before you even get into that, Alan, just so people understand, when the blackout happened in New York City, I'm talking no lights, street lights, no lights, house lights, nothing, no fog lights, nothing. It was dark, and there was chaos throughout New York City.
Yeah.
Velo Hive went offline.
Yeah.
It's chaos.
Vinny, you were in New York at the time,
Yeah.
And what happened was we hit the streets, and we had probably about 25, 30 students who were in the school at the time. And we hit the streets and was in there with condos and tiger forks, whatever the craziest thing I ever seen in my life. And our one block was never hit. Everything else in the 2 blocks on the sides were destroyed. And we wanted to go and help everyone, but we couldn't.
But what happened with Curtis Slewa when he went up to your school, Alan?
Yeah, that's funny. We just talking. I had them up last night.
Yeah.
Some of the Guardian Angel guys, and we looked at the plaque on the wall, see from the local newspaper. It had it 1970, whatever it was, and he goes, "Son of a bitch!" He goes, "You guys were patrolling the streets 2 years before us. We were, and we weren't doing it as, they'd say, could you help us?' And we did. We did patrols, whatever, for a while, but we'd just go out for a cup of coffee." And next thing you know, we'd get someone break into a store, and people go, "Okay, go practice. go do what you got to do."
We not really just want to get a cup of coffee. We're just so bored at the school and said we can't find something to do.
We clean the area.
Some trouble is going to come up.
Well, funny thing that happened too was that the police used to drop people off to take care of. I swear to God.
I never forget that.
And they caught some guys breaking the store downstairs, the glass, and he said, "Here, take them. What you got to do with them?" We have
That's
hilarious.
justice.
The kid was crying, remember? No, take me in. No, I don't know who you are. The cop just left. Let them all see what they can for us.
That's some crazy stuff. But Seafood, he went down to Georgia and he became very successful down there. And Seafood built a school down there that you'd never see anywhere else, probably in the world. I had to be honest with you. It's tremendous. It's got assorted buildings, courtyards, backyards, decks, and stuff like that. He's built a real home for himself down there, and he's been successful also in business down there. So, as I said, it was the best thing he can do. But Seafood, when he first moved down there, this is what we're going to go into a little bit now. Seafood worked for a gentleman named General Bell, which was from, I said, no, from Psionics, but it was another name before that. So, Seafood, tell us a little bit about that.
Mm-hmm. Well, when one day I just got an interview. I got a notice for interview, and so the offer is really good. I mean, $100 an hour, guaranteed 35 hours a week. It's pretty good money at the time. And I said, "Well, I'm going to take the job." So when I first, that was the funniest thing. I mean, I always like to crack jokes. I went in there. It's a big guy, Colonel Phelps, is interviewing me. He looks at me and said, "You're not Jason Lau, right?" I said, "Yeah, I am." "No, I thought you were like 6'2", you're 6'5", bald-headed with Fu Manchus. I said, "Excuse me, you I'll be right back." "So where are you going?" "I'm going to go get my high heel shoes and get a shave, get a little Fu Manchu glue over here." "But you're funny, huh?" And then they sent a taekwondo guy to test me out, so we passed the test. And it started working there. And I have no idea exactly what the place really is. So I know the people I teach, and they are like either from SEAL, Special Forces, Rangers, and their lowest rank is the lowest ranking sergeant. And I have no idea what they are until one day things started coming in, and I have to take all the classes in there too. Evasive driving, demolitions, firearms, and booby traps, and all kind of stuff. Then I realized
Typical martial arts school.
little different.
What's his name? The ninja guy in New York. What's his name?
Duncan.
Huh?
Ronald Duncan.
Ronald Duncan. He said, "Well, I like that place. I would like to. Can you give me a job in there?" I said, "Well, Ronald, this is kind of different. I mean, this it's not like what you think. It's not just a military base. And so after I told him what we did, and he kind of like, wow."
Mm-hmm.
And so I found out that a lot of the job is rescuing people from different countries, and then we train the people special. They were assigned to us for training, and then we, set a scenario, build a scenario, houses and all that, and run through all that. And then after a while, they asked me, say, "Hey, Jason, you have any idea, for a new scenario?" The way you are, you operations, and I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed operation, and then later on, the inside, a lot of people it's not real loyal, to a general. So I was being hired as a personal bodyguard, and he needs somebody that's very loyal to be next to him, make sure that no one gonna be assassinate, him and stuff. And we go through a lot of crazy stuff, and one time, I don't know, you read about the Entertainment Tonight about Larry Flint. And that was one crazy thing that, drive me crazy. And, but we talk about it next time we have a Cavassier. How's that? But,
we can't talk about some things on the air. Let's just put it that way.
It's pretty wild, but anyway, then after he passed away, and before he passed away, he told me, he says, "Jason, I know after we died, he have a bad heart." And then before he left, he told me that, "Jason, after I'm gone, I don't want you to do this anymore because it's not easy thing." I said, "Why? Why not? Oh yeah, without me, it's really hard because what we do, we need somebody behind it, really, to watch out for me."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, right? And I said, a lot of people gonna recruit you, a lot of people like you. Yeah, after he passed away, after a couple of months, every police station said, "Hey, Jason, you want a job?" And I was training the cops. I didn't even have to go through academy.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't really like it. And finally, I said, well, before that, they wanted me to train a special SWAT team called CERT team.
CERT team. Right.
And special emergency response team. And what we did was we go to do anything that's special, like Jesse Jackson, that day when he doesn't have any Secret Service for him, then we activated. And I would have to do the bomb search, the bugs, everything, the room that he stay in, and always keep him in my sight, make sure no one, assassinate him or whatever. And that type of job. But then after a while, there's so many politics. I hate politics.
Yep.
I hate politics.
You just make me take care of all that.
Yeah, I mean, I just hate the politics. People coming out to, like Olympic, doing the bomb situations.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Jason, you'll come to a meeting. We got the situation." I said, "Okay, we'll go to a meeting." And a whole bunch of police from all over the world was there. And they're not discussing about how and what any info about the situation, but they're there to show their rank. They first come over and ask me my rank. I said, I asked him, "Does my rank have anything to do with this operation?" We need to get things done. The rank is going to help you. Okay, you can be 2 times rank higher than me, that doesn't mean you can solve the problem.
The egos come in. Yeah.
Then I'm looking to achieve and achieve.
They really do.
I wanted to bring something up also. Just think, I know you met many. You guys shared a room with Dr. Bob's. There was an infamous story about some clams out there in
Oh,
tell us a little bit about that.
Evidently, Sifu Lau likes seafood, and he likes clams, and I like clams. And we're sitting here looking at this. Was like the
you were in
country
Montana,
band.
right?
We were in Montana,
Right.
and we went to this little town, and you got Jason Lau, Samuel Kwok, Silvio Sumac, Dr. Bob, myself, and Art Camacho, and we were all going into some town with a moose on the wall. And like, it was like that scene out of My Cousin Vinny when the guys, they were like, look, like the circus just come into town. Everybody, we walked in. And Dr. Bob walks away for a few minutes, and Jason says, Vin, I want to get some clams. You want like clams? Because I don't know if I can eat the whole thing. I says, all right, come on, I'll share with you. So, you know what? We better get 2 buckets because, we're fat. So I tell him, and he orders the clams. And the minute they put these clams down, Dr. Bob looks, and, he's a doctor. He's a real smart guy. And it would be like a cardiologist seeing you eating a bacon sandwich. He'll start to have a heart attack. He looks at Jason. He says, who's going to eat this? Who's eating this? I said, well, Jason and I, we're going to have some. He goes, this is Montana. The closest ocean's 5,000 miles that way. These clams were probably picked when Noah was loading the ark with the 2 people. He says, dude, send the clams back. Try the breadsticks. Get the breadsticks.
we send the clams and we eat the clam.
Oh, it's
He
hilarious.
saved us 2 days of the shit, sir.
We can send it back, right?
And we still had to work out. That would have been horrible.
Oh my God, too funny.
Oh, that was a good story. I heard that story before. But hey, he was probably right, man. You guys would have been in bad shape after that.
Oh,
How come the clams just look like that? It doesn't make sense to eat them, But anyway, okay, so we'll go back a little history. I just want to say something about Sifu Lau. Sifu and I have been together like 40 some odd years, 45, 46 years. And I do have to say that Sifu is the type of guy that everything he touches, he turns into work to make it actually be a perfect union of what he does. I mean, I've seen Sifu Lau build. I saw Sifu Lau do artwork, and his Wing Chun is impeccable. So, you're looking at a very unusual guy, and he's not a very public guy. And me and him always joked around over the years. And I told the story once, some people might know. When I used to pick him up at the airport, I used to make a paper sign up, hold it up in the air, the name on it, Jackie Chan.
That's funny. That is
Oh,
funny.
wait. When you're done, I'm going to tell him the Xenia story with Jackie Chan.
Alan, you with us?
Well, oh, Madon, what happened?
Okay, I think Alan
All right.
throws out there, but
It's okay. Let's pick up the slack. I'm going to go
Okay,
right
go
on
ahead.
that story. When I met Jason for the first time, it was at the 2019 mega event, Atlantic City, Tropicana. We go into P.F. Chang's on the Friday night dinner. There's Sifu Goldberg, there's Michael J. White and his wife, and there's Samuel Kwok, and there's Jason Lau, and they're sitting next to each other. And I'm sitting with James Wilson and Xenia, my lady. He looks over and says, "Who's that sitting next to Michael J. White?" I said, "Baby, you don't know Jackie Chan? That's Jackie Chan." She looks and says, "That's not Jackie Chan. That's not." I said, "Honey, you're not in the movie business, okay? There's lights and makeup." So when I introduced him to her finally, and I had already told Sifu about the gig, and then she came up, she goes, "Hi, how are you?" And he said to her, "Hi, I'm Jackie Chan."
Hey, let me tell you something, Vince. You want to laugh? I don't know how many times in Atlantic City Jason would be walking down the casino and people are pointing at him. Look, Jackie Chan, Jackie Chan.
Oh,
He would
no
eat it
doubt.
up. He would eat it up. Oh my God. How funny is that? How funny is that? The one thing, Alan was talking about, Jason, how you are. When you guys were in New York and you first came together, when you were in your makeshift temple, you brought people together that normally wouldn't be together. You created a family there. And the one memory that I have, and you may not remember this, but one of the first times that I met you, we're in New York, we're in Brooklyn, we're in the school, and everybody was there. Everyone was there. I don't know how, 20, 30 people, whatever it was. And then there was a family photo that was going to be taken. So that moment, Vin, you're going to love this. That moment, the photo was going to be taken. I'm sitting back there, and I'm looking to take the picture. He comes to me, Jason comes to me, says, "Get over here." I said, "What's what? Get in the picture. You're part of this family." And I mean, that's something that I never forget because, and I think that was maybe 17 years ago or something, but that I hold near and dear because it shows the character of you. And I think people need to know this because, being in the magazine and being profiled and everything is great, but it only tells part of the story. You have so much stuff, man, that you've done from the military, from training people you're training generals and doing all this stuff. I mean, it's crazy, but this is the crazy life that you've lived so far, and you're not done yet. You're building Shaolin temples in the middle of the forest like Robin Hood. So.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, everybody that meets Sifu, he's so very respectful, so humble. And like I told you, we were roommates at Dr. Bob's. He put us in the same room. It's not like he don't have extra rooms. They had to put us in one room, the two of us. So, and I just said up to him. I said, "Hey, how you doing, sir?" And he looked at me in the kind, gentle manner that he is and said, "What the hell are you doing in my room? Get out."
I thought Susan was supposed to be in my room. Not Vince, it's Susan.
I said, where's my chocolate on my pillow, Dr. Bob? What is this? I got it.
You got a bucket of clams on your pillow.
Bucket of clams. And then on top of that, what do? You go to the bathroom and you get a damn pedicure or something? What'd you do, Vin?
No. Well, Dr. Bob has got those things. It's like a disco shower. You go in there and you control the lights on, right? All right, Sifu? This thing is like RoboCop with jets in a car wash. You go in, you hit buttons. It massages your groin. It does everything for you, this thing. It
I didn't
does
know about
everything.
that part.
No, well, you didn't figure out the way to work the buttons. You know what I mean? You got to read the manual first when you go in there. I couldn't get the thing to drain. It wouldn't drain, so I threw some shampoo in there, and then the bubble bath came on. The next thing you know, the suds were 7 feet in the air.
You don't want to have a bubble bath.
See who walks in.
Bubble over here, bubble over there. He's got his fixing. There's a bubble going over there. Put the bubbles out.
My head is sticking out like Marilyn Monroe, and some like it hot. How you doing? Hey, welcome to the place.
Too funny.
Oh, my God. We had a lot of fun, though. First thing in the morning, what happens? You get up and you go, and there's the master sitting at the table, and what do? The most beautiful thing you could do is take a beating from these guys first thing in the morning. That's better than Folgers.
Yeah,
you ordered coffee, right?
Yeah. He's like, "Did you bring my coffee?" He goes, "Vinny, did you put sugar in my coffee?" "No, let me do some cheese sour with you. Come here."
That's when you start getting the red bumps on your head, Vin.
Yeah, I forgot my last name for about 3 days with those guys.
Alan, you with us?
Alan, you're back.
You back, Alan? You with us?
Looks like a Godzilla set where he steps through the little Tokyo and he knocks everything over. You know what I mean? What is that? Mothra? What are you?
You're killing me. Oh my God. God, you're killing me. I don't think Alan can hear us right now. So
It's too bad because we're destroying one heck of a show.
that's okay. He's gonna see you later. Oh, man, you got me in tears, man. In tears. My God.
That's what you get for keeping me off the air for 2 weeks with technical difficulties.
Hey,
Jason,
you know whose fault that was? That was
Joe Rebello. Here it
that was
comes.
Joe Rebello's
I
fault.
know.
You know, he
Wait,
created the
so,
problem.
Jason,
Yeah.
we used to have a saying when things were going wrong at Chippendales, we're having testicle difficulties.
I'm going to try to knock Alan out and bring him back in.
I mean, come on. I mean, he's only paying for this shindig. You think he'd want to show up?
I know. Well, we're going to knock him out. We're going to bring him back in. So we got to get him back in here.
We're losing audio, huh?
Huh?
You're losing audio?
Yeah, you know, the thing is, because I guess Alan must have, just like I had the problem and I lost connection, he probably lost connection, you know, and that happens.
But if you lose it, we lose the show.
We lose the show, yeah.
Because you're the guy.
The viewers need to understand. This is a second time doing a show because I lost power. We had a great show going on. We're going to try to bring Alan back in because Alan, he's the anchor of this whole deal. Okay, and hopefully, Alan, are you with us now?
There he is.
Okay, you missed. Vinny was killing.
Okay, we got one of those. Huh? No one can talk.
Oh my God! I got tears.
You know, this show is great. It brought back memory, fun, journalism. What else we want from it?
Oh
Hey, let me tell you, if we're not laughing, it ain't a show. You know.
Oh my
Really
God, Vinny, you got me breaking out of the sweat, man. What the hell?
Alan, I told him you're paying the price for knocking me off the air for 2 weeks, Lou. I don't want to hear about it. No more.
You got rubbed out. Right?
Uh-oh.
But I just wanted to say something too. You know, we're going on now. We're close to about 40 minutes, so we got a little time left. But Sifu built a school down there that people really have to see. Actually, if you call him up and tell him you know me, he's going to treat you like gold or take you to dinner. He may not even know it later on that I didn't know the guy. It happened already.
Well, that happened to you one time, right?
Yeah, you had a guy called me up and he says, "Oh, your Sifu's great." I said, "Who are you?" And he goes, "Oh, I know you two were together." So I called Sifu last, said I was coming down. And Sifu didn't know. He just thought he was my friend. And Sifu treated him like gold for the whole weekend.
So now the rule of thumb is to have a code word, a code name.
The code name,
Password.
Password or something.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Hello. Sifu has a location that is literally nothing like anyone ever seen. I mean, we had a great time in New York. We had 2 floors, we had separate rooms, and we had a couple of workout rooms and stuff. But Sifu has built a complex there, 30, 40 car parking lot. He's got selling towers. He's got dining room inside, outside. He's got sleeping quarters. He's got everything. I mean, literally. He's got a school of about 6,000 square feet into one room, not including the outside and then another outside in the back, workout decks. So, I mean, go online, take a look. Don't go down and bother him. He's too busy down there. But go online, take a look at Jason Lau's school. It's amazing.
The only thing that we don't have at the school.
What's that?
Huh? It's a sign. We don't have a sign for the school.
No sign. Yeah, no sign. I think the big Chinese letters. And then they think it's a Chinese restaurant again.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny,
I asked Sifu when we left. I said to Sifu, "What's the address of your place down in Atlanta in case I get down that way?" He says, "Why do you want to know?"
Unless you get directions, you wouldn't find it either. When he bought the property,
all the cops.
Yeah, when he bought the property, though, when he bought the property,
we have a terror training next door to us.
Yeah.
What's me? Yeah, they all got BDU, combat boots, a beret, a hat, you know. And they're bringing weapons in and out. I said, what kind of weapon? I don't know. It's in a bag, you know. I said, yeah. The alarm.
And when he first moved there was really nothing in the area. It was a few little houses here and there. Yeah. Now it's built up the area. It's
they built a house in the back next door, you know, big houses. You know, they say very little land. You know, I mean, we have a bigger lot, but they have land like 1/6 of an acre. Okay, built a house there, sell for $1.5 million.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
They went crazy. They said they're building another one next door, 1.65 million next door. I mean, 1/6 of an acre, not even a quarter or half.
Right, crazy.
But I read that online. That guy that bought that place thought there was a real nice Chinese restaurant next door, and then he
walking distance.
And you know the specialty is, the specialty is clams. He has clams.
Oh, he brings it back. Look at that. Alan's playing.
He's back in the game. He's back in the game.
It's just like that Frodo commercial, you know, when the guy asked the kid from the commercial with Frodo, and he says, "You got your one chance," and then the guy freezes.
Your all-time hero, your once-in-a-lifetime chance to finally ask that question.
Okay, Precious Baggins 25. Ask away.
Okay. You know, I've always wanted to know.
What's that?
But if slow upload speeds ruin your only shot at that answer, just remember.
I guess we'll move on to...
You're not a bad fan.
You know, I know you
quite
know,
often, man.
Vinny, something else we want to go. You just had a great video up online yesterday. It came out, right?
Yeah, so like Sifu, I've had a couple of different life experiences, but starting in the streets of the Bronx to working with military as well. And this particular guy asked me about my life in the streets, working for certain Italian politicians from the Northeast. So they did a 1 hour. Yeah, they did a 1 hour interview on me about the kind of work I used to do, and it was extremely raw. It's called Cinemills Television. They did a 1 hour interview, and they cut it up into 10 6-minute segments, and then they're releasing 2 of them a month, and then they'll release the whole thing up on their platform at the end. But it's extremely very slick, very high production value. This guy's it was a first class studio in Burbank.
You're raised a certain way when you're an Italian male from a neighborhood, and what is your skill set when you come out of the neighborhood? You're a street kid. And if you got balls and you're a tough kid and you got some brains, remember, balls is not enough. You got to be smart. These guys are not stupid. They're very smart guys. So what happens is they give you a little something to do. You make a few dollars. They see if they can trust you with it, if you're responsible. You know what I mean? And you go out and do it. Do you keep your mouth shut, or you one of these guys go around to tells everybody your business, and then you bring heat to everybody else? So it starts like that. The stuff I did later on, I mean, obviously when out of my teenage years when I was a man, and I was down in South Florida now, because I was in the Bronx and in Boca Raton and down South Florida. And when I did that, I would pick up money from anywhere from gambling money or it started with gambling money, but believe it or not, it went into Italian purveyors. And I remember when this thing switched over, usually the guy gives me a sheet, he says, go out and collect this money, and go take care of these guys. And I had something they called dead paper. You got to understand something. I was very creative. And one day a guy calls me and says, look, can you, are you still doing this? Would you collect something for a restaurant supply company, like purveyors? I said, what are you talking about? He says, the guy, tomatoes. I said, tomatoes? What are you talking about, tomatoes? He says, a guy owes me for tomatoes. I said, what guy owes you? 5 cases of tomatoes? You want me to bother me with tomatoes? He said, he owes me $135,000 in tomatoes. I said, kid, that's a lot of tomatoes. Holy mackerel. I said, how does this guy owe you? It turns out the guy owns a Canadian, he's a grower of tomatoes. This guy grows the tomatoes, ships them to the purveyor in New Jersey. The purveyor in New Jersey takes it, turns it into puree, puts it in cans, and then sends it off to the restaurants. Okay, makes his money. Well, that guy did it, sent it off, and then told the guy told that farmer to go kiss ass, and he wasn't going to pay him. So they call me, and I'm in Miami. And he says, "Man, I need you to go to Jersey and see somebody." I said, and they tell me this thing. So we get on a plane and we go up there. I have a funny thing. When you're on a plane with a screaming kid for 2.5 hours from Miami to there, by the time I landed, I would have took on Normandy. I would have landed in Normandy and won the war by myself. I was so angry and so
And you didn't put that part in when you were a clam fisherman, though, did you?
When I was what?
When you were a clam fisherman.
No. Why do you think we don't eat seafood no more? Because we found Louis' toe inside a mussel.
And a pair of knuckles.
Where can I see that show, Vince?
Go on YouTube, Vince Ciceri, Cinemills TV. I think if you just click on my name on YouTube, it'll pop up. You'll see it says Vince Ciceri talks about collecting mob debts.
He's cleaning rugs again.
Yeah, he's cleaning rugs. You're gonna go back on the show.
Oh, some of them stories, you forget it. You start crying because you're laughing. You got to remember, Jason, when you're doing stuff in the streets, nobody ever thought you were ever going to be doing movies. You're out there banging around. Next thing you know, some guy's picking you out in the lineup on Netflix. Yeah, that's the guy.
Hey, you get residuals, right?
Yeah, except you get it from your parole officer.
Parole officer.
Too funny. And Jason,
I'm sorry.
I was just
want. Can I?
I was going to say, Vin, what you built over there, Jason, is a much bigger version of what you had in New York.
Oh yeah,
right.
You know, but the
I'm going to tell you.
The one thing that stays true with you, it's all about family. It's all.
Well, let me say to when Sifu was in New York, he drew. I can remember this. He drew a drawing of what he wanted to build. He had no idea he was going to Georgia. He had made a drawing up there, and we talked about it and what he wanted, his visions were. And then a couple of years later, he wound up going down there. When I tell you, I remember that drawing, and a lot of it was what he actually built down there. So his fruition, his thoughts back, years back are there now. And very, very proud of him that he's gotten to that point in his life. You make a plan in your mind, you never think it's all going to come.
Well, he's proof that if you have a vision and you put action behind it, magic can happen.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
And that's a work of passion, Jason. Everything you've done is a work of passion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that life is too short if you don't play with it.
Yeah, sure.
Like Alan, same thing. He just go at it. He'd like do something, do it. Me and we have a very similar thing. And we know something we want to do, and we won't stop.
I think that's in our DNA that you keep just going. Something comes up, you pop in. Look at Alan, magazine, this, that, whatever it is. Roll the dice. Let's make it all happen.
What the true story is, though, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, but I know how to dance fast. So no one knows.
You want to do it, though.
No, there you go.
You don't want to do it.
At the end.
Yeah.
Hey, some people became president like that.
Yeah. That's true.
Hiding in his basement, right? Anyway, that's another story. Let's not talk about that. Sifu,
Yeah.
Your visions and things you're doing. Where do you? There we go. Stephen Clip. I wanted to get him in there for a few minutes.
Look at
How are
this.
you, people?
You want to bring him on?
Yeah.
I'm bringing you on, Sifu Cliff.
I'm going to bring you on. I'm going to bring you on in a few minutes, Clip. So just chill out for a minute. But Sifu, what are your visions of what we really want to do down there and finalize everything? What you want to do down in Georgia?
I like to build I want to have some, build my family back up here, and I just want to create the better training in the school, and I just think I would like to travel. I want to go to China.
Yeah, I know that.
China. And they offered me 2019. They offered me a job there. Everything paid, put a school there for me, and but I cannot do it again because after the last time in New York, missing you guys when I leave, and I tell my people here, I say I will never do it again, and some of them thinking that I'm really going to go.
Yeah.
no, they're really feeling bad. He said, Sifu, can I, instead of 3-day training, can I train 7 days a week? I said, what are you talking about? You joking? Well, I'm going to move to China. I miss a training. I said, I'm not leaving. I just can't leave again. I mean, these people here, it reminds me of you guys when we were in New York.
And I had to say, I mean, Steve will remember it. I was the guy that walked him to the car and put him in the car when he left that day.
Yeah, and I just can't do it again. And it was very sad for me, but I have to leave at that time.
Oh, I agree 100%. You had to go. That was the main thing.
Yeah, but now I don't have a reason to leave. Even though they say they offered me a job for this, then I got a job. I got a school. I don't need another school in China. But they said, "Oh, you can bring a student to China." I said, "What do you think? Go to Manhattan? Just bring a student over." It takes time, So.
But you built your dream, Jason. Your dream, your passion, your vision that you had, in the 70s. It's real now. It's real.
Mm-hmm.
And you've done what you set out to do, that challenge, but you don't stop there. You keep going and going and going and going, because what happens when you stop? It's over. So it can never be over.
Well, as I said, everyone go online and look. I'm not sending anyone down to Seafood unless he says it's okay. But go online and look at his school. No, that's going to happen.
Jack don't show up again.
Go take a look. We did something years ago that we had a lot of the masters came down. It's got to be about 15 years ago. We had an event down there, and these guys walked in. You got to remember, a lot of these guys were New York guys. So every school they were in was maybe 700 square feet. You walk to Seafood's place now, it's like 80,000 square feet with everything. It's tremendous. Wow. But it's Vinny. You ever get a chance? Really, really, he'll get you a bucket of clams when you come down. So don't worry.
He wouldn't give me the address. He said they just got used to having Asian people. They won't even tolerate Italians. Forget about it.
True. Well, listen, Seafood, I thank you for being on. I mean, I wish we had more time to talk, but I wanted to give Seafood Cliff a few minutes.
Before we go to Seafood Cliff real quick, what people need to that are watching this show, they need to understand that the stories that come from Sifu Jason Lau are many, and we're gonna have to bring them on a few times on this show to get this stuff out, because this is just a warm up to what all these stories. I mean, the things that we need to talk about that we don't even have time to do.
No, we're not going to do that because we're not. Sifu's finishing that script up soon, and it's going to be about my life and Sifu Lau's life together. We're doing a movie about the two of us, and just because we came from different directions, we met, we stayed together for quite a few years, then we split apart, and then we came back again. And the years, my life has gone in weird directions, and Sifu's in weird directions. So I really think I've read part of the script, but he's changed it a little. But people will be very interested in that script.
Yeah, I know they would be.
Do you still got the scene in the script where he was building the school and he cleared the trees and Sifu said, "Don't dig up over there"? I said, "Why not over there?" He goes, "Don't dig anywhere over there." I said, "Okay, all right." He was so nervous.
Let it be.
It's a bird sanctuary.
That's like the side of the Belt Parkway, Vin. No,
it's a bird sanctuary.
Thank you for playing.
Yeah.
But we got a lot of great people, and one thing that I have done in my event and my magazine and stuff has brought a lot of great people together. And I'm proud that I'm able to get my Sifu to come down. He brings all his students from all over the country that he has, and we just have a great time down there. Talking about events, okay? I have a very dear friend of mine right now, Sifu Cliff, who will be in our next magazine, okay? Sifu Cliff he's got a very, very nice event. He's running in 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now. He's going to be. Tell us a little about what you do, Cliff. Where it's going to be and what you're doing.
Wait. I get a chance to talk to Sifu Jason right here.
Yeah, it's you.
Man, I want to live in your backyard. I love it, man. I love your backyard.
Wait, we got room for you, but you don't want to be where the birds are.
You got like castle walls, You got the wooden dummies everywhere. You got the shot dip puncher bags, man. Oh my God. What are we talking about now?
What you doing at your event? Do you have a quick little thing about what you're doing?
Yeah, so June 12th, Harris, Atlantic City. This is Kung Fu Karate Expo 15, Masters Martial Arts Hall of Fame. We got probably about 175 Masters this year, much more than last year. But the quality's really up. I listen to The Godfather, and he tells me what to do, and I listen. I think you know that. I listen to you. There's a lot of people out there, they ask for advice, but when they ask for advice, do they really listen? Some people really don't. And I listen to what he says. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't, Sifu Allen, I wouldn't be even having the awards ceremony. But, whenever something bad happens, he's always there for me. Something good happens, he's always there for me. So you're a good friend. Thank you. I feel like you're my uncle. You are in Wing Chun.
Blue, we are, right? But the main thing what you're saying, that's what I preach all the time on the show. And, Vinny, Joe, and Lou, and Sifu, that we have to help each other.
Sure.
Because it's such a small world. And if you don't help each other, I say we just don't help the assholes. That's my whatever. But we have to help the people. And, people are out there, they sometimes look down upon what we do. It's okay. There's plenty of people out there that want to report. And when I do my event, I don't call it an event anymore. I call it a reunion. This is Vinny's second time down there. He's going to walk in now and think, it's his place, which I say it is. It's everyone that comes down. So I'm honored when people come down and be part of it. And Sifu Cliff is building that same type of situation with his people. And, I tell him every time, take a step up, never do the same thing. Go a little further, go take another idea and put it forward. So, again, Sifu Cliff, give us the dates again and where they can contact you.
Really, Facebook. Sifu Cliff, you can look up Expo 15, Kung Fu Karate Expo. I've got like 7 or 8 different event things. I think a lot of people have seen my banners that I make. And I remember when I first started doing it years ago, it took me about 8 hours. Now I can get them done in about 4 minutes. So I put a lot of effort into it, but now I have kind of like almost mathematical how to do it and stuff. And, I feel that when I do that, it kind of advertises the people that come out, for a long time. Years ago, I would do that. And it would take me so many hours to do, and these people wouldn't even show up. They wouldn't buy tickets, nothing. So nowadays, I got almost a 98%.
Another story for another time, that's for sure. Well, okay, we're gonna make a little round robin here. We're gonna close up now. Vinny, you got anything to say? You should.
Sure. So 2 things. Number 1, guys, I'm supporting NYPD. Back to blue. I'm sorry you're working for Fredo's, brother. But we back to blue all the way, okay? Don't listen to them people. There's a lot of us behind you. Do what's right. We're behind you now. And I shot something.
Curtis Leewall's running for mayor in New York, and I can't wait. I hope you win.
Yep.
Listen, anybody other than that guy walking around now. But hey, listen, we got our own problems in California. Forget it, but you got a superhero.
You guys got
we got not for long.
Yeah, but you got a surplus of $100 billion. A surplus of $100 billion.
Yeah, it's all in. Yeah, sure. It's all in Newsom's bank. Anyway, not to get political. I know, Alan. I didn't mean to go there.
Ben, this is just want to say right here, by the way.
There you go. Vinny, you had another project you were talking about the other day, too, that you just finished, too?
Yes, I just did the Cinemills television that we just talked about, and the other is there's a Roku network that we know about and we talked about. I shot something for the Martial Arts History Museum for Michael. They picked 3 masters, Michelle Manu, they picked Robert Redfeather for knife fighting, and they picked me. to do 3 1-hour live Facebook specials, and they just go 3, 2, 1, go. And for 50 minutes, there's no editing. You got to go live, and it's up to 10 million people are going to see it. So it's a tester pattern to see how we do. And if it does well and it tracks well, it opens up, like you were talking about, Alan, for other martial artists to come in and get a payday doing a teleseminar. It's for everybody.
Right.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Cliff, a couple of last words from you, Seafood Cliff.
I think that well, what are we talking about, actually? I missed most of it, actually. So I don't want to plug everything all the time. You know, if you want to, I can just randomly talk about stuff. But I was thinking about something interesting because you have me do, you know, you asked me, and I'm really grateful about getting in the magazine with you. And I've been writing it all day. So I'm doing Chum Q, Sifu. So I'm covering Chum Q. You know, really about striking first, bridging in, covering the gap, bringing it all. It's all in my mind, you know. Oh, my event? Yeah, Seafood Cliff at Facebook. I'm the good-looking one. There's about 3 of us in the world, I think. I used to be good-looking. I'm starting to turn total gray now. You know,
Great. We know about Greg. Lou, anything you got to say?
No, I was just very, honored and pleased that Jason, you came on and were able to do this. You know, we know each other a long time, and you're just one of the most amazing people that I know. And again, yeah, it may sound like I'm kissing your ass, but I'm not. I'm just telling people what they should know, that when you're talking about good people in the world of martial arts, you are the one. You're the one, because you set the stage for everyone else. And I appreciate you.
Steve, anything you want to say before we close up?
Definitely.
So me?
Yeah, you, Steve.
yeah. Well, let's go over. Let's talk
I'm
about.
just so grateful to see everybody here, see Cliff and Vince and Lewis, and especially you. You know, I mean, it brings up a lot of old time memory. You know, especially when you make me write the history of the beginning to the end. I mean, it's like a freaking time machine. You know, I mean, like, it was a great feeling. It was a very great feeling. I had tears, and when I was writing, I was tears, literally. But
this again, I just want to thank the audience and our sponsors, Hero Hive with Lou. Thank you for the support and what you do. Warner Entertainment, Shaolin Brand, Def USA. We got some great people coming aboard. And Eamon, my channel hopefully will be up very, very soon. 24-hour day, 7 days a week. We've got some great movies. I got over 200 Kung Fu run show movies ready to go run. And then we're looking to do some other programming as time goes on. So I just want to thank the audience again for tuning in. We love you all. Support each other. Support each other. And support each other and try to support every martial art event that's out there that has a good reputation and tries to do the right thing for the community. So signing off. Thank you, folks. God bless you all.